Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Bonner here, Overtime Athletes. What I wanted to do for today's video was make something a little bit outside of training. Now, these are discussions I have with my athletes outside of training, how they can begin to optimize. And what I wanted to do was basically lay out the kind of 6 parameters that I talk to that I've either developed through obviously research and experience, but also seeing what some of my athletes actually do. Sometimes working with pro athletes, you realize that they spend a lot of time optimizing themselves outside of actual training and skill training. And I just wanted to kind of go over those for you guys so that you can start to get your ducks in a row and start being able to utilize these 6 keys to optimization outside of your training to increase your performance. So let's go through them really quickly. Number 1, nutrition. I'm not gonna get deep into this. You guys are aware of how important a proper nutrition, but the things that I like to shift with my athletes is it's not nutrition based off of how you look aesthetically, but how you need to have your relationship with food and turn it into fuel for your body. And not just for your body, but for your training, for your competition, things of that nature. So I really like to shift guys in, especially at a younger age. I get high school athletes that come in and they don't really understand how to fuel their body properly before training. So making sure that you know the right meals to eat at the right times is gonna be essential for your performance so that you can optimally train or practice or compete, right? Number 2, it's gonna be supplementation. Now, depending on who you are, there's gonna be a series. There's a lot of debates out there. I usually kind of hold, with our nutritionist here, Jay Gottesman, a series of kind of universal baseline supplements for performance. That can be things such as whey protein, or any kind of protein that you see fit. In addition, some things such as creatine, some kind of pre-workout, whether that be caffeine, things of that nature. But supplementation 100% can support you in optimizing your training and your performance. Number 3 is regeneration. Now, you can think of this as like active recovery, but things that you're actually doing to, say, reduce inflammation from the training session. Things such as contrast baths. There's ice baths, there's stem therapy. There's all kinds of stuff out there now, cryotherapy. Knowing what is actually backed by research and that can support you to have a better overall training session, the next training bout, and actually recover the body will be paramount to your success and will really optimize your performance. Number 4, hydration. Now, we might take this for granted. Okay, make sure that your body's hydrated, you're drinking enough water. But it's actually one of the common conversations that I have with a lot of athletes in here. They don't realize how much they should be consuming. And they also don't realize that as little as 1% dehydration will drastically decrease an athlete's performance and their ability to perform and train. So if I need you in here and I need you to be at your top level while we're training to have the greatest training session, hydration is paramount. So just going over that and understanding how much you should be able to consume as far as water inside a day. Number 5 is another one that goes hand in hand with hydration in the form of athletes don't realize just how much is optimal for them to recover and continuously perform at a high level. Sleep, one thing that I learned and I try to teach our athletes about is you need to start realizing how long and what a sleep cycle is. And you need to think of sleep as depositing money inside a bank when you're actually in your grueling training days. Because if you keep going those days where you're playing Fortnite or video games all night and you're only depositing 1 or 2 sleep cycles per night and you're not getting those 5 or 6 that are optimal over the course of a week, you're gonna drastically see your performance decrease. So it's another thing to get on top of that you guys really need to start focusing on to optimize. And last but not least is kind of one of those things that is subjective, but I see it absolutely helping. I'm starting to realize this more and more with some of the elite athletes that I train. You can watch a Kobe Bryant documentary and see that meditation is one thing that's really big. It's really essentially just training of the mind. It doesn't need to be anything woo. It's just more or less being able to calm the mind, focus on the moment at hand, which is each repetition that you're about to perform, whether that be in skill training or inside here at the gym. It's just being able to quiet the mind from the outside things and lock in and get into a flow inside your actual training. So there it is. I kind of just touched on each one of them. If you're interested in how I go deeper on each one of these and the information that I provide, I actually have a book down below that I put together. This is something that I share with our athletes in here when they join. If you guys are interested out there in using it or utilizing it, you can check that out down below in the link below in the description. But there it is. Make sure that you have all 6 of these in line, and if you're touching base or making a conscious effort to improve with each 6 of these, you will start to see better performance through better training sessions, skill sessions, competition, and overall become a better athlete and reach your goals. I hope that helps. I'll see you guys next time.